downright evil. A French streamer named Jean Parmenov, real name Raphael Gravin, has passed away in his sleep on stream after this marathon stream that he was a part of, where his friends, and I wouldn't call them friends, they are like actual demons, basically just abused him, beat him.
Well, what about Kick the Platform? Doesn't give a platform to people who torture people to death.
Where 46-year-old Raphael Gravin, also known as Jean Parmenov to his online followers, he had 600,000 followers on the likes of TikTok, also a big audience on the video streaming site Kick, and it was there where he was reportedly taking part in a 10-day marathon live video when he died in his sleep near Nice on Sunday night. Now, viewers were concerned when he was unresponsive. He didn't answer any of their messages. And according to Le Monde newspaper, it appears that quite often in these videos that he was part of, he was subjected to violence and he was often humiliated. On one part of this live stream, apparently he had water thrown on him as he was lying down on a mattress. Now, Clara Chapaz, who is the French digital technology minister, says that it appears he'd been abused for months and that an investigation has been launched. We've had a statement from Kick which says, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of Jean Parmenov and extend our condolences to his family, friends and community."
How did he die? The details are still kind of unclear, but this is basically, yet again, a demonstration of a streaming network that doesn't really have a lot of morals. Kick is basically a casino's entertainment room. It's a streaming platform that's run by stake.com, which is the cryptocurrency gambling website. In order to get people to do more cryptocurrency gambling, for a long time what they did is they reached out to streamers like XQC and Trainwrecks to do those cryptocurrency gambling, the Gamba streams, and that's where the Gamba meta on Twitch came from. Eventually, after a lot of pushback, Twitch cracked down on all these gambling streams because they are very, very dangerous. You have a parasocial relationship with a massive streamer, and this is why these, stake pays millions, like millions and millions of dollars to these streamers to do these like gambling streams, and you, through that social relationship, also develop a gambling addiction. Your fans do while they're watching you. Now, XQC and Trainwrecks both try and downplay the severity of them addicting their own fans to cryptocurrency gambling by saying that I put like 18 plus in my title, I don't use the coupon code anymore, I don't use the signing code, and I'm a degenerate, and I say that all the time, so I wash my hands of it. I just tell them, I'm a degenerate, don't do what I do, I'm disgusting, and now I'm gonna gamble for 16 hours and then watch whether or not a lot of my fans get really, really into it. Of course they're going to. It's exciting. It's exciting to watch someone gambling huge amounts of money that many people won't see in their entire lives and then win fuck tons of money sometimes, right? And then they upload those compilations and then you'll see the people like, oh my God, I just won $100,000. And then if you're someone who's a huge fan of those people, you're going to be like, holy shit, wow, that looked easy. I didn't watch the 2.5 hours of him losing money where he lost close to like $250,000, but none of that matters to them because they're being paid to do it. Some of them even get stipends, as in like they're given like, hey, by the way, you can gamble X amount of money and then that you're going to be covered for that amount, or you're going to be paid more than you could possibly lose in the hours that you gamble. So gamble away for free, but your fans don't live in these cherished positions, right? Like if you are a person watching XQC or Trainwrecks, you might not be making upwards of $10 to $20 million a year, I'm going to guess. That's the real danger of all this. Twitch cracks down on this, so stake.com has an idea. What if we just start our own Twitch? And so they do. They create kick.com. Kick.com is basically, again, like in a casino. In the real world, you'll have like the Beach Boys or, not Usher. He's still pretty relevant and big. But like 90s bands come through and then play at the casino resort. And you might go to see them. And then you're like, oh yeah, I really love them. I want to go see them. So I head on down. I watch Boys to Men. I had a great time. And then right afterwards, as you're leaving, you're like, oh shit. Maybe I'll just play a little blackjack. One round just for fun, right? I'm here. I came all the way out to the casino. I might as well play. That's why casinos do that. Well, Kick is the digital version of that, basically. And for a long time, there's been so many Kick streamers because Kick has a very low, like they have a TOS, which basically is like no illegal shit, all right? But if you get caught, you get caught. Until you get caught, we're not going to do much. So they're not really actively policing what happens, has led to a lot of kick streamers doing more and more and more extreme content, which is where you get the case of someone like Johnny Somali, who would travel to other countries and literally just be a fucking asshole. That was his entire shtick. I'm going to travel to another country and I'm going to be so fucking mean and cruel and you know, assaulty to all of the locals, and that's my content. That's the whole thing. You're seeing more and more extreme kind of content generators on this platform, more so than any other one, because again, it's not very stringently policing its content providers. Now, this is a case of there's another form of extreme content that doesn't involve traveling to other countries and trying to see how many laws you can break, where people try to do marathons of extreme behavior. And so there's a lot of them you might have heard or seen clips of, where people will try to stay awake for prolonged periods of time. There's you know, cases where people set up awake rooms where they'll have like, they torture themselves essentially on camera, right? Well, they'll have like strobe lights that come on anytime it looks like they're dozing off. People can donate like $1 to have like a loud scary sound play, or they'll spray them with ice water, things like that. They invent little torture cubes, and this is the nightmare that we live in, where people are sitting there watching them be like, this is so fucked up. But I can't turn away. This is wild. Look at this dude. He's literally blacking out in front of me. He doesn't want to be doing this. He looks so unhappy, but he's making $50. So, I mean, there is that. All right, I'm going to donate $1. Ah! That was funny. He didn't even flinch. He looks like he's actually comatose right now. That's kind of scary. This is a situation in which apparently this individual had friends who took complete advantage of him and ultimately may have murdered him in this case, if the investigation leads that way, where they were choking him on stream, they were torturing him on stream, and they were like, I don't even know why all the people like drama streamers have been putting friends, like, not friends. Like, no friend would do this to another friend. These aren't friends. These are cruel, inhumane monsters who wanted to turn someone's human suffering into content.
We are urgently reviewing the circumstances and engaging with relevant stakeholders to investigate the situation. This statement goes on to say, Kick's community guidelines are designed to protect creators, and we remain committed to upholding those standards across the platform. But it's clear that French ministers are really wanting to hold Kick to account here. They believe that the platform should be held responsible for the content that is on its site.
So he had water thrown on him?
Yeah.
So by someone he was in partnership with?
It appears that he usually creates videos with two.
Let's see what the content was. Torture, sleep deprivation, ingestion of toxic products, what French kick streamer Jean Pormanov went through before the death. Popular French live streamer Jean Pormanov, also known as Raphael Graven, died in his sleep during a 10-day kick live stream marathon. Police in Nice are now investigating the abuse he endured for his content. Rapper Drake and streamer Aiden Ross said they will cover the cost of his funeral. French streamer Raphael Graven, also known as Jean Pormanov. Oh, and by the way, Drake and Aiden Ross are two of the biggest streamers on Kick and also brand ambassadors for the company, so no surprise there. Died in his sleep during a 10-day live stream marathon in his apartment. He was 46. He was part of a specific type of abuse content found on Kick, a streaming platform similar to Twitch with fewer regulations. Prosecutors are now investigating his cause of death and have ordered an autopsy. His exact cause of death is unknown. Police in Nice said they had been probing alleged deliberate violent acts against vulnerable people that were posted on the internet. The online streamer had over 1 million followers. Media reports in the south of France say that Graven died after being mistreated on a live stream for 10 days and nights. The live stream had been running for more than 298 hours. Reports say that he was found dead in his bed after he faced 10 days of torture, sleep deprivation, and ingestion of toxic products. Graven was usually the butt of the joke in the extreme live streams. This is horrible and disgusting. Whoever was a part of this deserves to face severe consequences. I just spoke with Drake. Drake and I will be covering the funeral costs. This won't bring his life back. It's the least we could do. Prayers go out to Jean's family. What about pressuring Kick to actually take this shit seriously? Rather than be like, man, this is fucked up. All of the onus of this goes onto the sick fucks who were basically allowing this to happen, and me and Drake are now going to cover the funeral costs. We're out. Why not be like, well, what about Kick the platform doesn't give a platform to people who torture people to death? Because again, this is something that, yes, it is absolutely, these people most likely, I assume, are going to face criminal consequences for what they've done here. But the platform itself is allowing this kind of content to be propagated. And it's encouraged, right? Like if people are like, hey, by the way, I want to make it, and it's so hard to make it. It's so competitive to get eyeballs on your content, right? So I'm now going to have a show where I basically don't sleep for a week. And it's like, that used to be wild, man, but that ain't it anymore. There's 50 of you, 50 people right now doing sleep deprivation. Okay, I sleep deprivation, and then if you donate $10, you get to lightly electrocute me, just within like the bounds of it's not going to kill me or anything. Yeah, there's like 6 people doing that though. Okay, and 4 people will throw rotten food at me the whole time while the other person pushes the electrocute button, and then someone else can throw like a bucket of ice water on me. How about that? Yeah, there's already a guy doing that though. That's like nothing new. Like, what else you got? How far can you take this, you know? In the video, Graven had to lie on a mattress. When the other streamers started to wake up, they realized he was not responding, after which they cut off the live stream. One of his co-creators, Naruto, announced the streamer's death on Instagram and asked people not to share the clips from the stream that showed him dead or unconscious. It is alleged that before Graven died, he was the subject to extreme violence in his stream, which was taken down immediately. His content involved him being subject to humiliating acts. His older content showed him being slapped, spat on, strangled, and having objects thrown at him. Reports say that Jean left a message for his mother a few days before his death. He said he had felt like he's been held hostage and that he was fed up with the streaming. He had been streaming in similar humanitarian live streams for a period of 4 years. Humiliation live streams for a period of 4 years. Clara Chapaz, France's Minister for Digital Affairs and Artificial Intelligence, called the streamer's death an absolute horror. Yeah, I'll say. He had a mental disability. Yeah, I've heard that as well. So it's essentially people just really taking advantage of someone to produce content. Like just genuinely sick. The streaming platform Kick is now urgently reviewing its own community guidelines. A spokesperson on the platform told BBC it was committed to upholding these standards across our platform. According to the platform's terms of service, it prohibits streamers from featuring content containing self-harm, excessive violence, and illegal content, or content in furtherance of harmful or illegal activities. But again, y'all are not doing anything about it. People keep saying Kick is the wild west of streaming, and that it's like, you know, where a lot of people who commit abuse of children go. It's where a lot of people who commit, like, you know, violent acts go. But like, it just seems to be a cesspool that is continuously encouraging people to take things further and further until something horrifying like this happens. When I was passing in an Instagram story, I've always dreaded writing these words. Sadly, last night, Raphael Graven left us. My brother and my sidekick, my partner, 6 years side by side, never letting go. I love you, my brother. We will miss you terribly. We respect his memory. Please don't share the viral of his final moments. I mean, I've seen some of the clips online where they were like choking him unconscious. You know, these were like professional torturers, I would say. That like, this is how they made a living, was torturing this dude live on stream and trying to pass it off as content. And I am also kind of in a position where I'm like, how the fuck, like, how dare you say that you loved him when, like, you know, you contributed to his death?
So a lot of attention is now turning towards Kick about like how they handle illegal shit like this. So our priority is to protect creators and ensure a safer environment on Kick. All co-streamers who participated in this live broadcast have been banned pending the ongoing investigation. So they didn't ban until after JP's death. Now, this kind of thing has happened on Twitch before. This isn't exclusive to just Kick. This has happened on YouTube streaming before as well. There was a streamer a while back on YouTube who literally murdered his girlfriend on stream. This is unfortunately something that has happened on other streaming platforms, and I understand that it can oftentimes be hard for a company to proactively get involved and stop something from happening before it happens, preventing a tragedy. You know, this isn't fucking Minority Report here with Tom Cruise able to like see the future or some shit. Like, they couldn't prevent it in some of those cases, but this one's a little different because
I'd say it's very
big
different.
Source of their content was mistreating JP on stream, strangling him, beating him. Like, that was a big piece of their content for a while, even before like all of this blew up and he passed away. Like, I feel like at some point Kick could have absolutely been alerted to that and taken action. And Kick does have a history of letting criminal activity fly unpunished for a while. There is a streamer that I have talked about numerous times who has literally fucked a prostitute on stream on Kick in front of a child on stream and still was never banned for that. And that wasn't even the first time that he fucked a prostitute on stream. But that was the first time he did that while a child was literally in the room while he had sex with that prostitute. Still, never banned. Kick has been very loosey-goosey with their enforcement of their own policies, where they will let criminal activity fly for way too long. So that is something I think they really need to get under control. Kick has been growing a lot recently, and I think if it wants to continue to grow, it needs to take shit like this far more seriously. Like, before something like this happens. I feel like day one of JP being abused during this 10-day marathon, Kick could have come in and just put the kibosh on it. I'm not saying that would have saved his life or anything like that. Of course, there's no way to know. But if Kick would just be a little more mindful of trying to prevent illegal activities from being broadcast on there, it'd be really helpful, not only to the platform, but to people like JP, where if his friends weren't receiving such monetary incentives.
I was looking up, like, who has Kick actually banned before, besides, like, Johnny Somali? One of them is John Zerka. That's how far John Zerka has fallen. So, Heel Mike. Number 2 was John Zerka. Another streamer who faced the same consequences as Heel Mike was John Zerka. The 30-year-old controversial streamer was also permanently banned for the same reason as Heel Mike received his penalty. Both appear to violate the platform's TOS for the same stream. Online journalist Jake Lucky later confirmed that both John and Heel Mike have been permanently banned from the platform. Zerka has since come out to defend himself, stating that the underage girl in question had apparently shown them a fake ID. Then Johnny Somali, obviously. Riotol. Beyonce. She was permanently banned from Kick. Similar to Riotol, she'd interacted with a seemingly underage individual. A lot of these seem to be about interacting with underage people. So that seems to be a big problem on Kick.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com